All right, so what we're going to talk about tonight is the 7 types of emails to send to your list. When you're building a mailing list, there's certain criteria for the types of emails you need to be sending out to your email list, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight is the types of emails that you should be sending out to your list on an AR sequence that you've set up. Now, every list you build should have a set of campaign emails that you send out. In other words, when you're starting a new list that you're going to send, prospects to try to get them to subscribe to the list, you need to have a set number of emails set to automatically go out in the very beginning to try to automate making the initial know, like, and trust with you so that you get people to open your emails on a regular basis. And a lot of people don't do this. They will just start the list and may not even have their very first email in the autoresponder, and they just go strictly on broadcast. And in fact, I know one guy that's all he does is he just sends out pure broadcasts, and he sends out them regularly. That's not a bad way to do things. Just it's totally manual, and you have to constantly be on top of things and ready to send out emails, because one of the things you want to do with your list is you want to stay in contact with them. So it helps to have, a set sequence of autoresponder emails that are set up to automatically go out for, at least the first few days or so. Now, depending on the niche that you're working, will determine how often these emails should be sent. Certain niches, will tolerate more emails being sent to them than others. As a general rule of thumb, and like I said, this is not a catch-all, applies to everything, but as a general rule of thumb, in your internet marketing, make money online, and biz op type list, you can send emails daily for 7 to 14 days when somebody first subscribes to your list. They pretty much expect you to do that. In the non-internet marketing and make money online, biz op niches, they really don't really want to get an email from you every single day. At the most, 2 or 3 at the most emails per week is about all that will be tolerated in most other niches. Now, of course, this can be varied if you're sending out some sort of a training set of emails, that you're delivering them, once every day or once every other day or something like that. It just depends on what they're actually subscribing to your list to get and what they can expect to get and how fast they're going to get the training series you're going to send them. But in general, only your online marketing and biz op type lists are the only ones that will really tolerate an email every day for the first few days on the list. So let's talk about the 7 different types of emails that you should be sending. Obviously, the very first one should be the welcome email that you send out. And this email should be sent out immediately. It shouldn't be, delayed. It should be set in your autoresponder to go out immediately as soon as somebody subscribes. And it should contain, the access links to the promised lead magnet that you are offering them to get them to subscribe to your list. It also should have some sort of a short blurb that introduces you. Now, it shouldn't be, a real long 2 or 3 or 4 long paragraphs about you. Just, something short and simple, just to let people know who you are and what you're interested in, and maybe why you're in this niche, and maybe give a little bit of your experience. And then you should let them know what to expect from being on the mailing list. You could either give a few of the topics you're going to talk about the next few emails that you're going to send them, or you could give them some sort of an idea of how fast you're even going to send the emails. You could tell people that to expect an email every day. You could say expect an email every 2 to 3 days, depending on if you want to go into that or not, whether you should tell them what to expect as far as the delivery rates. So sometimes that helps a lot if they know right up front you are going to send them, several emails during that first week. It's probably a good idea to let people know that right off the bat so they can be looking and expect to see those emails from you. The second email you should send out should be a follow-up welcome email. Now, this one should go out within 24 to 48 hours of your first initial welcome email. And basically, it's just a repeat of the first email. You're just wanting to make sure you're giving it 2 chances for them to get the information that they subscribe to the list for, and telling them about yourself. It's just basically you're just reiterating what you said in the first email. You're just a second chance in case they missed the first email. And again, like I said, in this email, you could, tell them what to expect as far as delivery times and that kind of thing. The third email type of email is a free offer email. Now, it doesn't matter what type of list you're building in what niche. Everybody likes to get free stuff, and especially if it's targeted directly to what they're interested in and reason why they joined your list to get information from you. If it's highly targeted towards that interest, they're definitely interested in getting something from you that's free. And especially if it's high quality where they might have expected to had to pay for it otherwise if they hadn't got it from you for free on your list. Now, if you don't have this type of content to send people, you can always use rebranded PLR. There's PLR in just about any niche you can think of. And all it takes is just a little bit of rebranding to it, and it's a good quality free offer email that you can send out to people. The fourth type is education and training type emails. These should be, emails that are short, to the point, trainings, that, you can either include the whole training in the email as long as it don't go over 500, 700 words or so. You don't want, a real long email that takes forever to read. If it's going to be, much more than that, you actually want to create some sort of a landing page or a blog post or something like that. And you could even send links to videos, if it takes that, if it's something that's going to take quite a bit to explain, you could maybe even create a short video and just send a link to a video that you've created. And again, this could be PLR that you have another PLR video that you send out. But you want to try to, when you send out an educational training type email, you want it to be, really high quality content, something that, that really wows them and makes them think, hey, this guy's going to give me some great information. I should be looking for his emails, the next ones he sends out, because of what he sent me in this email. The fifth type is testimonial and success story emails. Now, these do really well whether you're promoting one of your own products, or if you're doing affiliate marketing, or if you're just trying to build your credibility in a niche. These work really well, just giving testimonials and success stories from other people that are involved with either the product that you're wanting to promote or the niche that you're in. Providing testimonials and success stories shows proof of what you have been teaching and promoting. Lots of times people will glaze over these. You sent them to a sales page for an OTO offer. A lot of times people will glaze over those testimonials and success stories that you have. So sending them out in an email just reminds people, that what you're wanting to teach or what you're wanting to promote to them is a good viable product, and it is working for other people. And like I said, this works really well for affiliate promotions if you're doing affiliate promotions. Lots of times, like I said, you can get them directly from the sales page, or you can go to, you're doing affiliate promotions for a product launch, you can go to JV pages and get this type of information. But this helps seal the deal with a lot of people in that they see that lots of people are commenting and liking the product or liking the service, and they're getting success with it. Now, you kind of want to be careful with what you do send out as these testimonials and success stories, in that they sound real and something that's legit. Sending something that's claimed, makes outlandish claims may not help at all. But as long as you have what appears to be bona fide and real testimonials and success stories, people love to see those type of things in emails. And then the sixth type is exclusive subscriber content emails. And these are probably some of the best emails that you can send out, is when you send out exclusive content that they can only get from being subscribed to your list. Now, you want this content to be only available through your mailing list and not available on your website anywhere, or available inside the product or one of the bonuses. You want it to be something that's totally unique, that because they opened your email, they're able to get this exclusive content. Case studies and cheat sheets, which are really easy to do, especially if you're using the product yourself. You can make case studies and cheat sheets really easy. And even in the case of a service or a membership, you can even do a video of inside the back office or inside the members area, give people sneak peeks of what to expect inside there. These are the kind of things that people like to see before they decide to make a buy and purchase decision. They want to see what they're actually going to get and what they can use to help speed it up and help it solve their problems even faster. So, like I said, if it's a product of your own or if it's an affiliate product that you've purchased and you're using it, creating a case study or cheat sheet is one of the easiest things that you can do. And like I said, even as simple as just logging into the members area or even going to the download page and showing people what's on the download pages, exclusive content that they can't get anywhere else. Like I said, you want to make this the type of content that they can't get anywhere else. You don't want it to be available through any search engines. You don't want it to be available from a link from your blog. You want it to be only in the email that you send. So that way they know that when you send them an email that says you've got some exclusive content only for your subscribers, they know that that's the only place they're going to get is by opening your emails. And then the seventh type of email that you can send is an offer to help email. Now, it doesn't matter in the offer to help email whether you're actually trying to sell a product or if you're actually just trying to get somebody to open up and respond to you. If you could send an email offering to help them get started by answering some of their questions, a lot of times this will break the ice with people and get them communicating back and forth with you, and they will see that you have some expertise in the niche and the topic that you're talking about. And a lot of times this will help build a really loyal following by them knowing that they can send you questions and they will get an answer back. Now, a lot of times you may not have the answer to the question that they have, but it's in an email, so you don't have to respond to it right immediately as soon as you get the email. You can take a little bit of time if you don't know the answer and research the answer and then get back with them. I get this a lot through emails that I get where people will ask me a question about something, and sometimes, I don't know the answer right off, and I have to go look for the answer before I can reply back to them. And then sometimes you get a question, that may be a little involved. It's going to take a while to actually reply to it. It may be, it's going to be, a long email that you need to reply back with them. So don't feel like you have to reply to an email immediately as soon as you get it, but just try to respond to it. A good rule of thumb I try to go by is 24 to 48 hours. I try to answer all emails within 24 hours if I can. I try not to go more than 2 days at the most. If I'm going to go more than 2 days and I know I've got an email I need to respond to, I will send back an email and say, hey, I'm still looking into this, and I'll get back to you as soon as I get some more information. Now, after a while, you'll start getting the same questions over and over and over again. And a lot of times you can just save your answers to a text file and just be able to pop those answers right into an email back to somebody. You can also use the same questions you're getting over and over again with your responses to create an FAQ type email that will answer a lot of the questions that people might have before they ever even ask you. And by doing this, it may prompt somebody to have an additional question that they may reply back with saying, well, what about this? Or how would I go about doing what you said in answer to this question? Like I said, these types of emails are really great in getting communication started back with the people that are on your list. One of the ultimate goals you have is if you can get people to respond to your emails, to reply back to you, that's a good communication point in that, they are at least reading your emails and listening to what you're saying, and they're thinking about what you said, and they may have questions and they want to see if you can help them any further. So an offer to help email is one of the best ones that you can send out, and you should send those out at least once or twice during your campaign, your first initial campaign. You should send at least one of these types of emails, maybe two during the campaign. Okay, and really there's really an eighth type of email that you should be sending out to your list. And this is one of the emails that a lot of people just are afraid to send. And that's the offer to buy something. Your list is going to be your most valued asset in your online part of your business. And if you aren't offering these people something to buy, you'll never make any money with it. Now, you don't want to, always be selling things. You don't want to make every email that you send out have something for sale in it, but you don't want to be afraid to send out offers in your emails either. I mean, that's the whole point of building a list, is getting people to know, like, and trust you and respect you and open your emails so that you can recommend either your products or somebody else's if you're doing affiliate marketing, or to join your downline if you're doing network marketing, whatever the case might be, or to buy your services. And you want to offer at some point for them to make a purchase at some point. And a lot of people are just afraid to send out an offer email. One of the things I get from people a lot is, well, if I send them something for sale, they're going to unsubscribe from my list. As long as I send them free content, they don't complain. But if I send an offer out in my email, they will unsubscribe, and some people will reply back with really hateful remarks. That's going to happen. You're going to get people that will join your list only to see what they can suck from you and get for free, and they have no intentions of ever purchasing anything. And when they get an offer email from you, they're going to complain. That's just the nature of how it goes. You have a lot of people that join your mailing list just to get your lead magnet, plus whatever else you're going to give them for free, and they have never any intention of ever buying anything. And these are the people that will unsubscribe from you, and that's really a good thing. You don't want those type of people on your list to start with. So, with some closing tips on this, your free offer that you send should be on a page. Whenever you're going to send out the free offer emails where you're giving them free content, high quality content, you really should have this on a page where they can go to a link that's not linked on your blog anywhere or your website anywhere. And you should think about monetizing this page. You don't want to go overboard with it, but having a recommended link on it or a banner on it, it's not going to hurt anything at all, as long as you're still giving them some really good content that they weren't expecting to get from you. And like I said, if it's something they would expect to have had to pay somebody else for, they're going to not be bothered by seeing a banner or two, or recommended product link on a page like it. And in fact, by you sending them that extraordinary content that they weren't expecting, they're going to be more than likely to click those links and maybe, make a purchase from them, because they feel like, if you're sending them good content to start with that they weren't expecting to get, that maybe what these links go to is even better content or as good. And the second thing is, you want to stay in touch with your mailing list. If you have an autoresponder campaign set up and you're just letting it do all of the work, and after the emails end you never send out any emails to your list, eventually they forget who you are, and then they're not going to go back and search through your emails that you sent them 6 months ago looking for an email from you for an offer that you sent 6 months ago. You need to stay in contact with them. Doing at least one broadcast email every 2 weeks keeps people reminded of who you are, and that what you are in that niche. And especially if you're selling products of your own, that reminds them that, hey, they're on your mailing list and you've got products that was targeted towards them. So if you don't email your people, they're going to forget who you are, and they're never going to make any purchase. It goes back to the first thing I said about people being afraid to send out an offer email. You've got to keep people reminded of who you are and that they're on your mailing list. Now, the broadcast emails you send doesn't have to always be selling something. You could actually alternate, if you're really skittish about sending out offer emails, maybe alternate every other broadcast email as a content and then an offer email. So staying in contact with them after the autoresponder series ends, the campaign ends, is crucial, because you don't want people to forget, if they joined your list and then they never ever get another email from you, and you're having to pay for that subscriber month after month with your autoresponder company, and you're not ever getting any return on that investment for them being on your list. Then the third thing is, don't be afraid to email your list and worry about unsubscribes. The unsubscribes are expected, and they're going to happen to everybody, and they're going to happen to you too. It's just the nature of the beast. You got some, like I said, some people that will join your list just to get the free lead magnet you're offering, and just to see whatever else you're going to send them for free in your autoresponder series. And people are going to unsubscribe for various reasons. Maybe they don't like the content you send them. Maybe they don't like being sent an offer email. Maybe they don't agree with your point of view on the niche, and what you're trying to teach them or the product that you're trying to sell them. Maybe they don't agree. There's going to be various reasons why people unsubscribe, and it's just going to happen no matter what you do. And then the fourth thing is don't get upset when you get unhappy or unkind or even flat out nasty replies to some of your emails. I get, I would say, at least 2 or 3 really hateful emails per month. I have some subscribers that just they'll join my list to get the free lead magnet, and the first few things that I'm going to give them as content, trying to build a know, like, and trust with them throughout the campaign. And then the very first time I send out an offer email, I'll get a hateful email back from somebody at least twice a month saying, you're just like everybody else. You're going to give us something for free, and then bam, as soon as you know it, you're trying to sell me something. You can't let that stuff affect you. There's going to be people like that out there that join your list that are only looking for something for free. They have no intentions of ever buying anything, and they're going to fire off a really hateful email the first time you send them an offer email. So, don't get upset with them. And then sometimes people may want to be argumentative and disagree with everything that you've sent out. I've had people do that where I'll send out, content email, and then they'll reply back saying they disagree or they didn't like anything I said in the email. They're really just trying to be a troll is what they're trying to do. They're really just trying to get a reaction from you and see how far you will take it with your response. So, you just kind of have to just take that stuff with a grain of salt and just realize there are going to be people like that out there and that you can't let it upset you. And then lastly, don't be afraid to use your PS closings to soft sell. Even in the content emails you send out, it's not a bad thing to put a PS link to say something, to the soft sell effect, saying, "Hey, have you seen this?" or "I recommend this. I got this myself and I really like it." Not trying to push the link on anybody to go buy anything, but just saying, "Hey, maybe you should go check this out. This is related to the email I just sent you." You want to try to make sure, it's still within the topic that you're talking about in the series, but you don't want to, hard sell anything. Now, there are times when you want to use the PS link for different purposes, especially if you're doing some sort of a product promotion or you're doing some sort of a launch campaign, you're wanting to promote some sort of a product launch. Then you might want to mention bonuses or some sort of scarcity reminders. But generally, those types of emails you send out will be sent out in, like a 3 to 5 day campaign, and you would want to mention in your PS links about bonuses and any kind of timers or scarcity in those situations. But in your general emails where you're sending out trying to get people to follow you and open your emails and read your content, and go to your links that you're recommending, using a PS link is not a bad thing. In fact, most people expect that you will at some point recommend something. Just don't try to, be hard selling in these PS links in your first initial few emails. Just try to, steer people in a direction of where you might want them to go in a casual way. Roy says, let the unsubscribers unsub. That way it's less work you have to do in having to unsub them. I'm glad you mentioned that, Roy. Sometimes I'll get an email from somebody that will complain saying that they don't understand why I'm sending them this email. How did they get on my list? And they will just cuss me up one side and down the other. And I used to reply back to these people saying, "Hey, there's an unsubscribe link at the bottom of every email. Just click that link and you'll never hear from me again." I used to do that. Now when I get one of those emails, I just click the unsubscribe link for them. I just go ahead and just automatically click it for them. That way, it's an automatic, immediate end to the conversation when they're going to be that way. You have people that will join 5, 10, 15 lists a day to get free stuff, and they forget who they subscribe to. So here they are getting emails from you, and they don't even remember that they subscribed to your list. Now, another hint I'll give you guys, and it does cause a lot more emails, but they're definitely worth it. In the autoresponder list settings, when you're setting those up, have it send you copies of everybody that subscribes and unsubscribes. That way, if there's ever any kind of controversy about why they're getting emails or they don't understand how they got on your list, you have an email that you can forward right back to them that shows them the exact date and time and actual sign up page they went to get on your list. I've had to do that at least 3 or 4 times within this past year. Send out that forward that email to them, letting them know how they got on my list. So it does cause you to get extra emails, especially if you're getting a lot of fast subscribers fast. If you're doing a lot of solo ads or something, you're getting quite a few subscribers. It does cause a lot of emails to come in that you have to filter off into another box so they don't fill up your inbox. But it's definitely worth it to have that kind of tracking information so that you know when somebody subscribed to your list and the reason why they unsubscribe. Because most of the time they will put some sort of a reason why they unsubscribe for your list. And you can gain a lot of information about your autoresponder sequence from the unsubscribes sometimes. People will tell you, what they didn't like about the emails you sent or the content. I've had that to happen where somebody mentioned, that the content that I got didn't pertain to what they thought it was going to be. And I'd go back and look through my campaign series, and yes, there may have been some tweaks I needed to make to it. So, you can get some good information from those unsubscribe emails. Dana says, do you reply to the hateful ones? Sometimes I do, yeah. It depends on, what they're saying and what kind of response they're looking for. Sometimes I will respond to them. I would say about half the time I respond. I used to respond to every single one of them, but about half the time now I will. The other half of the time, and probably most of the time, 75% of the time, I'll just go ahead and click the unsubscribe link like I was telling Roy, just to get them off my list. If they're going to send me that type of email back, complaining and just being real harassing, I don't really want to have that kind of person on my list anyway. So I just go ahead and just unsubscribe them. But yes, about half the time, depending on what they're saying, I will respond back to them with something. Now I try to be cordial and nice about it as I can, but sometimes it does get under my skin sometimes when some people say certain things. But those emails, I try not to just even respond to them at all when they get to say something that really does bother me.